Many of us feel trapped in life. We go through the motions, repeating the same routines, chasing the same goals, yet never feeling fulfilled. We tell ourselves that once we reach the next milestone, achieve that one thing, or find the right relationship, we'll be happy. But time and again, we realize that the happiness we sought remains elusive. This is what I call life's loophole, a cycle that tricks us into thinking we're moving forward, but we remain stuck in the same place. It's a paradox. We are constantly moving, yet never getting anywhere. From a young age, we are taught that success and happiness lie in external things, achieving goals, acquiring possessions, gaining recognition. We grow up believing that once we have everything in place, we'll finally be at peace. But this is the paradox of life. No matter how much we achieve, it never feels enough. There's always something else to pursue, always a new desire to chase. The more we seek, the further happiness seems to slip away. So, how do we break free from this cycle? The answer is surprisingly simple: stop chasing. Just stop. It's not that we should stop striving altogether, but rather, we need to recognize that peace and fulfillment are not found in the things we are running after. They are already within us, in this moment. And once we stop chasing, we begin to see that the peace we seek was never external. It has always been within us, waiting to be recognized. But stopping is not easy, is it? We are constantly bombarded with the idea that we must always be striving for something, that our worth is tied to our achievements. We live in a world that rewards constant action, constant progress. To stop feels like we're doing something wrong. We fear that if we stop, we will fall behind or miss out on something. But this is the illusion, the belief that our worth is tied to what we do, what we acquire, or how much we achieve. In reality, the more we chase, the more we get caught in the cycle. The more we attach our happiness to external things, the more we reinforce the illusion that peace is somewhere else, something we need to attain. But peace is not something to be acquired, it is something to be realized. It is already here, in the present moment, in our breath, in our awareness. Let me share a story that may help illustrate this. A young monk once asked his teacher, "Master, how can I find peace and enlightenment?" The teacher replied, "Do you hear the sound of the waterfall?" The monk listened carefully and nodded. "Then you have already heard it. There is nothing more to seek." The monk was puzzled. "But Master, I still have much to learn." The teacher smiled and said, "You are already where you need to be. The only thing standing in your way is the belief that you need to be somewhere else, doing something else to find peace." This story is a reminder that we often look outside ourselves for answers, for fulfillment, for peace. But the truth is, we are already where we need to be. Everything we seek is already inside us, and the only thing that keeps us from experiencing it is the belief that we need more, that we need to be different, have more, or do more. The path to freedom is not in achieving something, but in letting go of the belief that we are not enough as we are. Now, I know what you might be thinking: if we let go of all our desires, does that mean we stop striving for anything? Does it mean we abandon our goals and dreams? Not at all. The key is in how we approach our desires. Desires themselves are not bad, they are a natural part of being human. The problem arises when we tie our happiness and sense of worth to fulfilling those desires. When we start believing that we will only be happy once we've achieved a certain goal or acquired a certain thing, we become trapped in the cycle. We become so focused on the future that we forget to live in the present. The trick is to view our desires not as something that will complete us, but as something that arises naturally. They come and go, like waves on the ocean. The key is not to resist them or suppress them, but to recognize them for what they are: temporary. They do not define us. We are not our desires. And when we stop attaching our happiness to them, we can experience life more fully, right here and right now. One of the most powerful practices in Zen is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present in the moment, of observing our thoughts and feelings without becoming attached to them. By practicing mindfulness, we can begin to see our desires, thoughts, and emotions as they arise, without getting swept away by them. We can observe them like clouds passing in the sky, knowing that they are temporary and that they do not define us. In this way, we free ourselves from the cycle of chasing. I often compare life to a river. When we try to control the river, trying to force it in a certain direction, we only get stuck in the mud. But when we let the river flow naturally, we move with it, effortlessly. The same is true for life. The more we try to control everything, the more we try to force our desires to be fulfilled, the more we get stuck. But when we let go, when we allow life to flow naturally, we find that we are carried exactly where we need to go. Letting go is the key. It's the paradox of life. By letting go, we gain everything. By surrendering control, we find freedom. We no longer need to chase after anything because we realize that peace is not something we can obtain, it is something we can experience in the present moment. But I know it's hard to let go. We live in a world that constantly pushes us to do more, to be more, to achieve more. It's hard to escape the pressure to keep striving, to keep moving forward. But the truth is, we are already enough. We don't need to chase anything or prove anything. We don't need to become someone else or achieve some external goal to be worthy of love and peace. We are already worthy, just as we are. And so, the final step is acceptance. Acceptance of who we are, acceptance of our lives as they are, and acceptance of the present moment. Life is not something that happens to us, it is something we experience, moment by moment. We don't need to change our circumstances to find peace. We don't need to be in a different place, in a different job, or in a different relationship. We only need to accept what is, right now. This moment is all we have. And in this moment, we can find everything we need. So I ask you now, what is it that you are chasing? What do you think will make you happy? What is the thing that you believe you must achieve in order to feel complete? Take a moment to pause, reflect, and ask yourself, what if you already have everything you need? What if the peace and happiness you're seeking are already within you? The truth is that you don't have to wait for something to change in order to be happy. You don't need to achieve anything or become someone else. All you need to do is stop. Stop chasing, stop striving, and simply be with what is. The way out of life's loophole is not in the future, it is in this very moment. I would love to hear from you. Have you ever felt caught in the cycle of chasing happiness, always moving yet never arriving? What do you think is holding you back from finding peace right now? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's take this journey together, out of the cycle, and into the freedom of the present moment.